Hey, welcome back to Intrusion Detection and Prevention Systems. This is Lab 3. We're going to look at packet contents. So actually look at data acquisition for intrusion prevention. And this is going to allow us to beam into packets. So we're going to look inside of packets in this one. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to do our TCP dump. In this case, because I'm running this live, I'm not even going to put this out to a file. I'm going to do the do not resolve names, do not resolve numbers. I am going to say that I need to do an input of loopback. So LO is the local loopback address. That's because I am running this on a single PC. I'm not saying this between PCs. If you're saying it between computers, you'll use WLAN, or ETH0, whatever it is. If you're doing this on your own computer, then you'll use a -I LO, which is local loopback. And then what are we looking for? Well, we're looking for protocol 17 and port 514. Now we know protocol 17 is UDP and port 514 is the syslog port. So we press enter right there. Now that is listening for some traffic. I'm going to go ahead and drag that up a little bit right there and open our other window. And I'll try to drag this one down right here. Let's see if I can put that right there. And what we're going to do on this window is we are going to pop over and we're going to send an information over to this one right here. So what I'm doing is I'm echoing funny joke to, I don't need double greater than, so I'll get rid of that there, to dev, which are devices, UDP, my IP address there, I'm 514. So I am saying this to my WLAN address, but because I'm on my system and it's going within my system, I'm sending it from my loopback address. So I press enter, you'll see that right there pop up and it's telling you, hey, that syslog traffic is popping up right there. So you can see that on the screen. Now, if we want to see the funny joke part, we can go over here and put an X in front of this, and then we'll go enter, and then you can see the funny joke right there. Now that period right here is going to be a 0x20. So if we look over here, there we go. Right there, you got that 20, and that's the hex character for a period, a space inside of, if you're looking at hex. So 20 is a space, and you'll see that funny joke has a space right there. So there you go. That is how we can look at the inside of packets right there as we send it across. Of course, we can put any traffic in there we want. We can gobbledygook, whatever we want to do. And that, of course, will pop up right there. So that's one thing we can do with this lab as far as packet inspection. Okay, try to get all these little commands up here so we can see everything that's going on. All right. So the next thing we're going to do here, let me go ahead and I'll put this back up in the corner. You can see that. And I'll go expand this one back out. There. So we've got this going on. I'm going to cancel that, Control C, and I'm going to write information this time. So I'm going to write everything coming through our system. I'm going to do a -W. And in this case, I'm going to do http traffic again. But because I'm doing all traffic, I'm just going to say all traffic.pcap like this. So I'm going to pop that in right there, and we're going to look at all the traffic going through the through this connection. Okay, now that I've got this typed, I'm going to press enter. So now we're looking at all traffic, and over here I can open up a browser and go somewhere, or I just curl a site, and I'll just curl www.yahoo.com, right? So we're going to look at that, and I'm going to dump that site to the screen. So there we go. There's a redirection. So I'll curl www.geneva.edu. We'll look at that and pull that over. We'll look at that. So, and for whatever reason, it's HTTPS. I don't know why you would have that, but we can do that too. We can pull all that up like that. All right. So now we've got some traffic there. I'm going to go ahead and cancel this. So Control C, and we can see 86 packets. In this case, we're going to use Wireshark. So we're going to pop into Wireshark, and we're going to look at this all traffic.pcap with Wireshark. So what I did is just type Wireshark, and then I'm opening the pcap file there. and I'll put Wireshark over here. You can see we got this UDP traffic when we go places, so it's got to go through and find out where Yahoo was. It also had to do the same thing to find out where Geneva was. So it does all those kind of things. Now, if we want to follow it, we can look over and we can click on one of these sources here. Let's say the TCP over at port 80. We can right click and we can choose follow TCP stream. Now, pop that up, and this is what it looks like in the TCP stream. That's what comes up. So you can see Wireshark is pretty cool when we're looking at information inside of packets, or if we want to follow a stream that's within some type of system, right? We can do this on our own system by creating a Python web server, and we can go through and look at it like that. We can also go through and let's find Geneva in here and see if we got. Delete that. Okay. Go down. I'm going to try to find Geneva down here. Hopefully that's it. We'll right click and I'm going to choose follow the TCP stream, and there we go. We got the Geneva traffic. Now we do have traffic in here that is encrypted, and if we go through and look at the encrypted, let's go back. Look, we look at the encrypted traffic and we follow that. So follow the TCP stream on that. Then the encrypted traffic is encrypted. We can't read this. So that's unfortunate because, you know, hey, it's encrypted traffic. So just like we can't read it, an intrusion prevention system can't read it either. So if information is going across your network and it's encrypted, for instance, HTTPS, then a hacker can set up their website as HTTPS, have a user connect to it from their host. They'll download the viruses from the hacker's HTTPS site. The intrusion prevention system, if it's network-based, will not be able to see that and download it to the host. Now, that's the reason we have host-based intrusion prevention system. Anyway, I hope that helps. That is actually it for today. If you want to carry on and look at some of the the IP tables labs, you can look at those. If you'll pop up just one of your screens where it shows that you did a raw protocol dump, where you did this, and you sent this over to dev UDP, which the dev UDP and dev TCP, you'll notice those do not exist on your system. Those are built-in bash functions. So those are built into bash, and you can't just do it to an IP address either. You can't just do that. You'll get an error. You have to do it to a particular port. So we have to do it to like some port over there. And of course, if we do a TCP and we go over to port like 80, then ta-da, I'm not running a web server, connection refused. If I start one using Python, and just mention this Python 3 -m http.server on port 80, you can sudo that because it's port 80. Now I am running a web server on that right there. So anyway, hope that helped. Look forward to talking to you next time. And once again, if you can just send me, just paste that in there or send me a screenshot of that, that would be fantastic.